Musical chairs.
Hello, and welcome, Grand Rapids. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm your anchor, Leah Erben.
And I'm your other anchor, Sean Francis. And because we're just appreciating the irony that, in a way, we're just getting a head start on the 20th anniversary of Never Forget, right? Forgetting? We're bringing you the local, national, and world news that you may have missed.
You're welcome, Grand Rapids. This is
NewsFlash. Top story tonight. As news unfolds about the situation in Afghanistan, let's turn our eyes to a different, less globally significant, but still very depressing internal battle happening in our own backyard. Today, Grand Rapids Public Schools announced that starting tomorrow, they will be requiring masks for all students and staff, with a plan to revisit the decision in September. Yes, that's good news. An abrupt reversal from their original stance of being mask optional, which drew both praise and criticism from either side. And I'm sure, there's going to be bound to be a bunch of upset anti-mask parents who forget that schools are pretty good at being selectively specific about which dress codes that they enforce. So, and hey, maybe it's just me, maybe I'm just grasping at straws, but it'd be great if we could just try to help each other out a little bit without it coming down to whatever this is. I mean, I know this is a bleak way to start the show and all, but I know we're gonna get to the dig and fart jokes soon, I promise.
In substantially lighter news, an Oklahoma mom made a severe lapse in judgment when she hired a Mrs. Bigfoot for her daughter's 6th birthday, instead of an equally terrifying but more traditional clown. As we've already established, this world is a terrifying hellscape, and perhaps it's best to prepare our children for that cold fact early on. Sometimes though, hiring a person in a Sasquatch suit to appear in the window with balloons reads as especially tone deaf. Now here are pictures of later on when the kids stopped screaming and were able to smile and hug the abominable party guest who goes by the nickname Cinnamon, which, come on. But we are worried that this mom may get the wrong idea that this was a success. So, we warned her kids to look out for Christmas for Nessie Santa Claus, the Easter giant tarantula, and the Arbor Day squonk. Yeah, be on the lookout.
Squonk, poor squonk. This week, the federal government sent hundreds of ventilators to Florida in preparation for COVID hospitalizations. Governor DeSantis claimed that neither he nor any state agencies made a request for the ventilators, saying, and this is a paraphrase, quote, "We got plenty of ventigators as it is." That's what the governor of Florida sounds like, I think. In an unrelated story, Florida man was arrested for distributing drug paraphernalia to a minor. He claims it was just a quote-unquote wicked bong that does all the breathing for you. Some other uses of these unwanted life-saving devices include a sleep apnea mask, Darth Vader cosplay, and a Halloween accessory for those aforementioned gators.
New York Governor Cuomo resigned amid a torrent of sexual harassment scandals last week. In his resignation speech / apology, Cuomo said, "Loudness has replaced soundness." And he went on to say, "Downness has replaced loudness, upness has replaced downness, and loudness has replaced upness." When asked what he plans to do following his resignation, the embattled governor stated that he was considering running for the only position he could feasibly win, New York's new pizza rat.
There he is. The Office of the NSA's Inspector General announced that it would, in fact, begin investigating the claim that Tucker Carlson had his emails monitored and leaked to the public. In related news, they're going to also finally investigate if the Apollo moon landings were faked, if Truman Capote wrote Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird, or if the Loch Ness Monster has indeed migrated to Flathead Lake, Montana. Loch Ness jokes.
Canada is in the middle of battling wildfires from its west coast to the northern prairies as another heat wave descends on British Columbia. More than 1 million acres have been burned since April by the rampaging wildfires. On a positive note, these are some of the politest rampaging wildfires all around.
They are. Sorry. President Biden said that inflation is slowing, and that is a sign that his economic plan is working. On the other hand, President Biden also said that states will give you $100,000 for getting vaccinated, and that he has been president for 15 months now. So, I mean, take his math with a grain of salt. You know, new math, more like gaff math. You know, it's not a numbers man. Give him a break.
In January, the One America News Network hosted an expert mathematician to prove voting fraud from the 2020 election, only to now be revealed that the numbers magician is just a guy who builds swing sets in Long Island and a felon for drug dealing charges.
Fun.
So, this prompted NewsFlash reporters to look into other pundits hired by the conservative media network. Their financial correspondent is known for stealing banned fundraising candy money. Their weather correspondent lived in a tree with a wet piece of rope. Cool. Their technology reporter is actually a T-Mobile sign spinner. Technology. Their head anchor was just like a literal anchor. Head anchor. And who could forget Sean Spicer and Rick Perry's Dancing with the Stars update segments? That was informative. And of course, Mark Lindell, a former crack addict who sells pillows.
Yeah, great.
Somehow involved too.
There's a new bipartisan Senate bill circulating, SB, some number that no one actually cares about, takes aim at the U.S. app stores run by Google and Apple, seeking to ban restrictions on third-party app developers. For years, Apple and Google have squashed competitors and kept consumers under their thumb, said Senator Blumenthal. Now, it's not exactly clear if the Senate plans on creating their own U.S. app store in the amendment or not. Certainly there are rumors circulating that the Senate wants to create their own app marketplace where smartphone users of all platforms can download bloated apps that cater to special interest groups, charge you a yearly subscription fee that's conveniently deducted from your paycheck, makes a lot of noise, never really does anything. But incidentally, the rumors also believe that use of these apps is mandatory. So we've got a few examples. Go ahead, Leah.
Yeah, there's a Tinder-like app that allows you to vote from home, swipe on your candidate for a straight party ticket, and your vote does count extra if you pay for Tinder Gold and get unlimited super likes, so kind of a fun perk there. An app similar to Facebook, but 66% of your friends have to approve your post before it goes up. Uber Town Hall, pay for somebody to make your complaint for you during a city council meeting.
Yes.
That saves a lot of time.
They also have a Snapchat equivalent, but it's for the NSA and the pictures never go away. Duolingo, but it's just translating legalese filibuster and it's interpreted by the Supreme Court. And then Twitter, which really has no change and Trump is still banned. So.
A video on social media has gone viral showing a rare nightmare-inducing fish in a pier in North Carolina. So that's real. The sheepshead fish, a surprisingly common and real species, features human-like incisors and molars to help crush their food, including barnacles, oysters, and shrimp. This is why conspiracy theorists are scared of putting fluoride in our water supplies. The best way to catch them is to tie a string to a doorknob. Their only known natural predator is a molar bear. And ironically, the fish was found that afternoon around 2:30. Teeth.
That one's for you, Eirann. They're not dead. In a surprising turn of events, a federal study revealed that Michigan has the most COVID-positive deer at over 2/3 of the deer population. Of course, naturally, Governor Whitmer has issued a mask mandate for all unvaccinated deer. And in related news, your uncle that goes up north every November, finally getting that vaccine. Weird.
Facebook unveiled a new prayer request feature this week, presumably to cut down on the hollow thoughts and prayers posts whenever a horrible tragedy occurs. However, there may be some backlash as many religious leaders and users are skeptical of the feature, claiming privacy and confidentiality concerns, as well as encouraging isolation through online-only interactions. So just to recap, religious folks might not trust prayers on Facebook, but they will trust their friend Donna sharing Newsmax articles on her feed. So.
Makes sense.
Right.
A nurse in Germany who had administered thousands of vaccine doses in March and April has now been revealed to have actually been given fake shots to people of saline rather than the actual vaccine. Roughly 8,600 people are believed to have received this fake shot and are being urged to return and get the real thing. It's unclear if there have been any arrests or charges brought against this nurse. No official statement of motivation has yet been revealed, but they did discover a possible cause of the mix-up is that vaccines were ordered through Wish.com. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Germans are also well known for their love of Celine Dion.
As MTV celebrates its 40th year of broadcasting and remembers the 14 years it brought the world actual music videos, MTV announced their nominations last week for the 2021 Video Music Awards. Originally, the VMAs awarded music industry artists in several categories with the coveted Moon Person statue. However, to better align the award ceremony with MTV's current programming, a new set of categories is being used this year, including Best Performance in a Confession Cam.
I see there, that's number one. Yep.
Best Supporting Diva. Best Elimination Catchphrase.
We've got Best Mean British Person, Best Staged Onset Romance, Best Lavish Mansion that these sad, pathetic people have to live in for an entire production schedule.
Grossest Thing Eaten, it's a fun one. Best Argument Between Two Bigots, also fun. And Most Drama in a Show That Shouldn't Be a Drama.
And finally, in the Technical Sciences division, best camera work that doesn't look like it was filmed by a 2-year-old that drank a 5-hour energy, stole their mother's iPhone, tried recording a squirrel being chased by a rat terrier named Nessie the Lock Monster. Hey, that's 4 Best Monster jokes! Hey!